Before Tesla made him a household name, before SpaceX sent rockets into the sky, Elon Musk was on the verge of being fired from his own company. Not many people know about XCOM, the startup Musk believed would change the world of banking. But instead of glory, it led to one of the most brutal boardroom battles in Silicon Valley history. This is the story of the failure that almost broke Elon Musk and how it set the stage for everything that came after. In 1999, fresh off the $300 million sale of his first company Zip2, Musk wasn't planning to relax. Instead, he poured nearly all his earnings into a wild idea: revolutionize banking. Back then, online payments were clunky, risky, and slow. Musk saw a future where anyone could send money with just an email. So he launched X.com, a name as bold and mysterious as the vision behind it. But Musk wasn't alone in the online payments race. A rival startup called Confinity, founded by Peter Thiel and Max Levchin, was gaining momentum with its product, PayPal. While Musk focused on big dreams, Thiel's team obsessed over fraud detection and code efficiency. Soon, both companies realized they were burning cash fast and fighting for the same customers. The only solution, a merger, but it would spark a power struggle that would haunt Musk forever. After the merger, Elon Musk was named CEO of the new company. But things quickly unraveled. Musk insisted on switching the backend from Unix to Microsoft, a move engineers hated. Tensions boiled over as his leadership style clashed with the PayPal veterans. Then, while Musk was away on his honeymoon, the board made a move that would change everything. They voted to fire him. Imagine returning from your honeymoon, only to find out you're no longer CEO. That was Elon Musk's reality in late 2000. He was devastated, blindsided, but he didn't walk away. He stayed on as a board member, watching from the sidelines as PayPal grew. Years later, Musk would admit, getting ousted was one of the most painful experiences of his life, but also necessary. Because from that failure came a fire that would fuel Tesla, SpaceX, and more. In interviews, Musk often glosses over this chapter, but it changed him. He learned the brutal truth of business politics and the cost of being too visionary too soon. Musk began to think differently. If he ever got a second chance, he would never give up control again. This wasn't the end, it was fuel. And in the shadows of PayPal's IPO, he quietly began studying energy, batteries, and rockets. Musk took his PayPal payout, nearly $180 million, and did what no one expected. He split it across 3 impossible bets: SpaceX, Tesla, and SolarCity. Friends called him reckless, analysts called him delusional. But Musk wasn't chasing success, he was chasing meaning. And behind every decision was the ghost of XCOM. He knew what it felt like to lose control. This time, he would hold the wheel tight. By 2008, Musk was nearly broke. Tesla was bleeding cash, SpaceX had 3 rocket failures. And worst of all, he had to choose which company to save. Journalists circled like vultures. Another .com flameout, they wrote. But Musk refused to fold. On Christmas Eve, SpaceX's 4th rocket launched and succeeded. Weeks later, Tesla got a lifeline investment. It was the narrowest escape in startup history, and Musk had survived it. Few remember that before Tesla's rise, Elon Musk was a failed CEO. He had been pushed out, mocked, and nearly erased from his own legacy. But he learned, he evolved. From XCOM's collapse came an obsession with execution, product, and power. Today he controls Tesla and SpaceX with an iron grip. Because once he lost everything. And he swore it would never happen again. Elon Musk's story isn't just about rockets and electric cars. It's about failure, brutal, public, unforgettable failure. The kind that breaks most people. But for Musk, it became the spark that lit the future. And that's why we tell these stories. To remind you, even billionaires fall. And sometimes that's exactly how they rise. Subscribe for more untold chapters from the world's boldest founders. Behind every bold move Musk makes today is a scar. Insiders say he runs his companies with relentless intensity. Deadlines are brutal, expectations are sky high. Why? Because he remembers what happens when you let go of the wheel. At SpaceX and Tesla, he's the final approver, the chief engineer, the public face. It's not micromanagement. It's trauma. The trauma of watching your dreams slip away while you're not even in the room. In 2017, Musk quietly bought back the XCOM domain from PayPal. No fanfare, no press release. Just a tweet. Thanks PayPal for allowing me to buy back XCOM. No plans right now, but it has great sentimental value. Why would a billionaire care about an old, defunct URL? Because XCOM wasn't just a startup. It was the one that got away. And Musk never forgets what he loses. Then in 2023, the name returned. Musk rebranded Twitter to X. A new app and everything app, reviving his original XCOM dream. Banking, social, commerce, messaging. It shocked the world. But to Musk, it made perfect sense. He wasn't just reinventing Twitter. He was reclaiming a legacy. 25 years later, the startup he lost had become the empire he controlled. Not out of nostalgia, but as a final, poetic victory. For most people, failure is the end. For Musk, it's the beginning. XCOM didn't fail. It morphed, it grew, it returned. And the pain of losing it. That pain became fuel. That's what makes Elon Musk different. Not his IQ, not his wealth, but his ability to turn defeat into fire and build the future with the ashes of his past. What you just heard isn't just a story about Elon Musk. It's about why failures matter, about how dreams don't die, they evolve, and why the scars we carry can become our most powerful weapons. So if you're building something and it's falling apart, remember this. Even the world's most powerful founders had to lose to win. Subscribe for more untold startup stories, failures, and lessons that shape the future. People often ask, why does Elon Musk work 80, sometimes 100 hours a week? Why sleep on factory floors? Why push teams to breaking point? The answer lies in his fear of collapse. He's seen it, lived it. XCOM didn't die because the product failed, it died because he wasn't vigilant. So now he watches everything. Every email, every line of code, every late shipment, a chance to prevent history from repeating. Insiders describe Musk as both a genius and a tyrant. But beneath the intensity is strategy. He builds companies like fortresses, unbreakable cultures, vertical integration, zero middlemen. It's not just innovation. It's defense. Every decision is designed to prevent the kind of coup he faced at XCOM. No more boardroom surprises. No more being outvoted. Elon Musk doesn't just build rockets, he builds walls to keep his legacy intact. Ask Musk what motivates him and he won't say revenge. He'll say progress. But listen closely, there's always a subtext. He wants to win, yes. But more than that, he wants to be remembered as the man who never gave up. The man who turned exile into empire. And even now, every new venture, Neuralink, XAI, carries echoes of a 1999 dream. XCOM never died, it just needed time to evolve. Looking back, Musk has said, being fired from XCOM was the worst thing that ever happened to me, but also the best. It taught him what not to do. It taught him who to trust. And most importantly, it taught him how to survive Silicon Valley's coldest winters. That's the hidden truth about success. Behind every empire, there's always a chapter the world forgets. Or chooses to ignore. Now that you've seen the forgotten failure behind the legend, what will you do with it? Will you hide your mistakes? Or use them to fuel your next chapter? Because the difference between a cautionary tale and a legacy is what you do after the fall. Subscribe and discover more truths behind the world's boldest founders. Because history isn't made by those who win all the time. It's made by those who keep going no matter what. In private moments, Musk has said the scariest part of failure isn't the money. It's the silence that follows, the doubts, the people who once cheered and now disappear. But he learned to thrive in that silence, to build in the shadows. XCOM failed loudly. Tesla nearly died quietly. But both taught him the same thing. You don't need everyone to believe. You just need to believe long enough for them to catch up. You see, Musk doesn't just build products. He builds belief systems. Cars that don't burn oil. Rockets that land themselves. Internet from space. And now an app that unifies everything. To the world, these sound like sci-fi dreams. But to Musk, they're steps. Steps toward a future he started dreaming of at XCOM. A world where no one says impossible. Because he's already lived through worse and came out stronger. The irony. XCOM may have failed, but it gave birth to PayPal, and that funded the dream. PayPal gave him credibility. Credibility gave him investors. And that trust built in fire created the launchpads for Tesla and SpaceX. So yes, Musk lost XCOM, but what he gained was unstoppable momentum. Because real failure doesn't stop a builder. It sharpens them. And Elon Musk isn't afraid to blade if it means he'll fly. Look at every great founder and you'll find a fall. A near betrayal. A firing. A failure that rewrote everything. For Elon Musk, that moment was XCOM. It burned him. It changed him. And it built the version of Musk the world sees today. So if you've been burned, good. Now rebuild. The ashes are just the beginning. And maybe, just maybe, your biggest failure is the first chapter of your greatest legacy. You've seen the battles. You've felt the fall. Now imagine what's still ahead. Subscribe to uncover the hidden stories, raw failures, and untold beginnings of the world's boldest minds. Because the path to greatness is messy. It's brutal, and it's absolutely worth it. This is the channel for those who build, break, and rise again. Hit that subscribe, and start your next chapter armed with the truth behind every icon you admire.